Hello everybody, it's your old pal Tuna here, and welcome back to another video. And yes, I just realized I am out of the surfaces that I use for my commissions. So while I was planning to start this week's vlog with a beautiful painting, we're gonna start it out by going and picking up those surfaces, and then we will get into painting. Okay, my minor interruption is concluded. I'm back from picking up what I needed to grab from the art supply store. These are the art surfaces that I like to use. They're called gesso boards from a brand called Ampersand, and I needed one 9x12. But while I was there, I was like, well, I also need an 8x10, so I just got two of them. And I know that I will need some 5x7s, so might as well stock up while I can. And then because I can't help myself, you saw me grab a few more things. I got some charcoal. I need this to transfer my sketch to the surface for the painting that I'm gonna do. I got 2 tubes of acrylic wash. Somehow I don't actually have these colors, even though while I was in Japan I bought almost every single color I was able to buy because they're like half the price there. I got 2 paintbrushes just in case because I was there, and I found an extra thick version of the Pentel Hybrid Technica pens that I like to work with. It's an 06 size, so you know what? I was in the mood to treat myself, and a little art supply business expense never hurt anybody, did it? I thought it was kind of funny while I was in there. I was looking at the bulletin board where people can put up like their business cards or flyers for some events that they're going to be having in the community. And as I was browsing it, there was one for a children's art class that was using AI generated cartoon images to promote the art class. And just in the light of the video that I put out last week or 2 weeks ago or whenever this will end up being, I decided to walk the walk, not only talk the talk. And so I did tell the clerks who were working at the store, I was like, hey, just so you know, this is AI generated. Kind of just ironic to advertise an art class with art that you did not make. I just don't get the logic there. But yeah, call it out when you see it, guys, because you can change the world with little steps like that. I have some plans later this afternoon, so I don't have a ton of time to start painting. I am going to get my sketch transferred onto the surface. I'll show you how I do that. It's a very old school technique, so this is using charcoal to transfer the sketch. I've printed out the digital sketch, which, for the record, I've also created a digital color composite, which I'm going to be using as my reference point when completing the illustration. I print it out on the paper, I have my surface, and I coat the back of the printed out sketch with the charcoal. This is, I don't know, like a soft charcoal, which is the cheapest one that I could find. And I'm mostly focusing on the areas where I know that there are lines because it can get a little bit messy here. And so keeping everything as neat and tidy as possible is the goal. And once it is coated on the back, you just lay it onto your surface. I do tape it down as well, just so that it doesn't move around in any unexpected ways while I'm working. And then you just take a sharp object. In this case, I'm using a 2B pencil that I've probably never actually sketched with, and going over all of the important lines. So what I'm trying to do here is just make sure that I've mapped it out correctly and that everything is proportionally where it should be in the illustration. So I'm not focusing on details because those will just be painted over. It's just a matter of getting the basic shapes and basic placement down. And yeah, you go around slowly, just get those lines filled in, and I can check my work by lifting up and then figuring out what spots I haven't addressed yet. This is a super old school technique. This is like how you've transferred things onto a bigger, or your permanent surface for many, many years. And if you've never tried it, it's super easy. Hopefully this is a little hack for you to learn. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday, April 4th today, and tomorrow I am headed just slightly out of Vancouver to a place called Squamish, which is like, I'm gonna call it a small town. I hope that's not gonna piss anybody off. It's a small town between here and Whistler, BC, which you might know from Olympics fame. And at their public library, they are having a zine festival. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love zines. I have made many of them over the years. I've made comics, graphic novels, and zines. And when I heard about this small event, I thought, that is a pretty lovely way to spend a day. Go up to the library, set up, meet some people, trade some zines, maybe sell some stuff, and just celebrate a community that I really care a lot about. So the tables there are absolutely free. We did have to apply. I was accepted, so there is no cost for me to table at the event. However, we know this, I don't drive, so I'm going to be taking the bus up tomorrow morning and the bus back in the late afternoon, which does come with a small expense associated. Either way, my only expectations for this are to have a good time and hopefully bring back some zines and merchandise that I would not find here in Vancouver. So it's nice to have something in April. Maybe we will turn a profit, maybe we won't. But coming up in May and sort of June, I have 4 events over 6 weekends that are all in different cities across Canada. So you know what? If we're gonna take it easy in April, that is no trouble for me. We will talk a little bit more about that gauntlet later in the video, but the thing about this Zinefest is it happened to be a great opportunity for me to reprint a whole bunch of zines that I've previously sold out of, which will also carry forward into those 4 travel events as well. So yeah, today, Friday, gonna pack up. It's gonna be like a smaller setup than usual because this is a zine fair. It's very understated, and I'm gonna like make myself a bit smaller and not bring nearly the full spread of the merchandise that I have. I'm gonna focus on stickers and the zines. So I want to get my display planned and ready. I'm gonna keep it to 1 suitcase if possible. We're gonna sort out the books, we're gonna make the new display, and it's gonna be a beautiful, sunny Vancouver day. Okay, jump cut. The bag is mostly packed now, and aside from the tote bags that I decided to bring, everything is gonna fit in this small suitcase, which is awesome. Now, spoilers, you see what I'm doing here. My original plan was that I was going to cover the grids with this yellow material, but I just laid out all of the stickers here to see how many I could fit on this type of display. And first of all, doesn't it look oddly satisfying? Second of all, based on the way that this looks, I don't really see the need to go to the trouble to wrap them all in yellow. I think it could even detract from the designs themselves. Having it on the black background will just make the sticker sheets pop that much more. But yeah, now I just need to decide which sticker sheets I will bring. I have like 30 plus designs, and this is 5, 10, 15, 17. So I'll choose the 17 that I think are appropriate for this. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think my table is gonna look really interesting and different from how it usually does. It's really gonna give me a chance to highlight all of those books that you saw. This is a bumper sticker that I designed for a Big Lunch Club earlier this year. And I find that with the Big Lunch Club, I'm always making one-off products that are a certain type of thing that don't really match with the rest of what I sell. So they end up going into grab bags when I have extra designs, or sold off in the secret shop for patrons. But yeah, zine coated bookworm bumper sticker. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I have this nagging feeling that I'm forgetting something. So once I've chosen the 17 sticker sheets to bring with me, I'm gonna do a once over, finish packing the bag, and get on with the rest of my day, which is not that interesting, so we'll probably go straight to tomorrow in the vlog. Good morning, everyone. Saturday, bright and early, definitely earlier than I'm used to waking up. Both Mark and I had to go to work early today, so we both got up at 6, had a coffee, freshened up, and I have time to talk to you before I head out to the show. So Squamish is about an hour drive away from where I live. I will be catching the bus in a little less than an hour from now, and I have 10 minutes to get to where the bus is before I hop on it. But yep, I'm in my uniform. It's gonna be like the nicest day of the year so far. It's gonna be 17 degrees Celsius here in the Pacific Northwest, so I have like a convertible outfit where I can take off down to the tank top and remove the hat when the time comes. But once I get to Squamish, I think we're like landing there around 9, and then setup isn't till 11:15. I'm very much excited to walk around a little bit in the town. I'm not expecting this to be profitable at all. I want to say it was about it's gonna be about $50 for me cost, not counting all the stuff that I printed kind of specifically for this and then carrying forward. So the goal is to make more than $50 in sales, but really the goal is to have fun. Well, the Zinefest is over. I am walking to my bus now. I stopped in for a brief hour at a cafe and had a beer, so the ride home should be very pleasant. But yeah, what an easy day trip. I had no idea that getting to Squamish from Vancouver was honestly no trouble at all. It's so warm and pleasant out. The view of the mountains is spectacular, and I think I will be back for sure. We will touch base when I am back in the apartment about how the day went, better than expected, and we'll continue on with the vlog because I don't think it ends here. Okay, everybody, hello, welcome back to the apartment. It's Wednesday now after the event, which was on Saturday. And yeah, I don't have a ton to say. I know I didn't actually manage to record a lot while I was there, and that was partially because there was so many kids who were actually at the event, and partially because it just felt very intimate compared to something big like a convention. There was only like 12 or 15 people like selling at the thing, and we were all very close to each other, and I didn't want to be like pointing cameras any more than necessary because I definitely was feeling like the odd one out, sort of, only in that I was the only illustrator who was there, and I was the only person selling all ages or kid content other than the kid that was there. But yeah, everyone else was selling more like photography zines and more collage zines, the more classic style of zine making. And then of course I have my display, which is vertical, which is stickers and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I was just trying not to bring any more attention to myself than was entirely necessary. The event was only 3 hours. It was pretty busy, like with people coming and going for the entire time, though being that it was at a library, a lot of people had more of a browsing sort of thing going on. And yeah, bringing their families and their kids to come check out some local art and stuff like that, which I totally get. And also I was asking around to the other vendors, and there was definitely like a quarter to half of them oh my god, were from Vancouver, so I wasn't the only person who made the trek up, which I have no regrets because you saw how wonderful it was in Squamish, and I would definitely like to go back. There are a lot of small towns in BC that all have that same sort of flavor. Let's just make this a low-key like tourism BC moment because it was picturesque, it was quiet. There was like the market across the street from the library, and it was so easy to get to from Vancouver via the bus. Though on the way back, oh my god, it was supposed to take me like an hour door to door to get home, and it ended up taking me almost 3 hours. Last thing I want to bring up about this is obviously the selling aspect. As I mentioned, I didn't go into this thinking it was going to be a money-making event, and I ended up selling about $350, so better than I expected. Honestly, I thought maybe I wouldn't even sell anything, so I'll take $300 profit on the day. Profit, obviously, merch cost, more like $200 profit, and I wanted to support some of the other artists who were there, so I think I spent about $100 in the room. So like, let's just call it even. Given that I don't have a lot going on this month in particular, I am glad that there was something to do to get out and see the people and not just sit in this room all day, every day. But for now, I am focusing on the future, and the future looks bright, my friends. I have been blessed, like touched by an angel this year when it comes to acceptances into markets. I just heard back today from one of the ones that I've been waiting to hear back from, and I was accepted, which means of all the cons that I've applied to, I'm waiting to hear back from 4. I have been accepted into 11 this year and rejected from only 2, which is absurd. Last year, my rejection acceptance rate was like 50%. So I don't know what I did right, but I'm just gonna ride this high and get ready for a non-stop back-to-back summer fun excursion. I'm flying all over the country. I will be in Toronto, I will be in Calgary, I will be in Montreal, I will be in Toronto again, I will be in Winnipeg, I will be in Edmonton. And there's a couple of Vancouver ones spattered in between all of that. I'm just waiting to hear back about one more at the end of April that I might get a last minute waitlist table for. And once I do, I'm gonna make a whole little graphic and put it up here on the YouTubes. Hello, Flapjack. So you guys know where to find me, because it would be amazing to see you. I still have some time before all of that begins, but I do need to focus on optimizing my travel display, and I think that this Squamish one was really good for proving the concept of putting the sticker sheets up on the panels in a somewhat approachable way. I don't know, I have aspirations to make my display look really nice, but I just don't, Actually, side note, now in Canada, when you book with Air Canada and WestJet, which are the two, basically the only major airlines here in Canada, we have some like minor airlines as well, but the two major airlines here in Canada, they haven't made it any cheaper to fly, but now you are not allowed a carry-on suitcase with the basic fare. So you pay your base fare, which for Edmonton is like $100, but for Toronto is like $300. And you don't get a check bag. You have to pay for that separately at about a $40 rate. And you can't have a carry-on bag. You can just have like a backpack, a personal item. So my strategy is going to be to mail some stuff ahead to all of the locations as best as I can. I have friends in Toronto, a friend in Edmonton, nobody in Winnipeg that oh wait, no, maybe someone in Winnipeg if I'm lucky. Anyway, I'm gonna do my best to ship stuff ahead and then have everything display-wise that will need to obviously travel with me from show to show in my suitcase. And yeah, it's a real challenge, but it definitely means downsizing and being conservative with what I'm having on my table. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to math. I know that this year sales are going to be down across the board at every event. It's just, I mean, have you seen the world lately? So I'm prepared for that emotionally. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a crazy challenge, and kind of in between it all, I'm taking a holiday. So hopefully that should help me to remain sane. But that's all the rambling that I'm gonna do about that. We'll be talking about it more. You guys will be coming along with me, of course, to every single event as possible. But to cap off this video, I'm going to be packing up my Patreon lunchbox rewards for March. It's April now, so we're packing March rewards. The theme for March was the Gamer Ghoul stuff, so that was a really fun little set. And yeah, it's just gonna be packing vibes with some tunes, so you know, get comfy, get cozy. I'll shut the hell up after all this gabbing. I think I'll do a silent Patreon thank you at the end of the video. So if you are interested in supporting the channel at all, joining me over in my snack pack is the best way to do so. You can get rewards for just $1 or $10 or $25, depending on what you're into. For $1, you get digital downloads and extra content. For $10 or $25, you get mailable rewards. This month we are doing a Delicate Doggies theme, which is a total whiplash from the Gamer Ghouls, but that's just how I roll. Always have, always will. And this set of rewards is really fun because I'm actually offering a magnet. Let me show you. So in addition to the sticker sheet and the print and the single sticker for the Big Lunch Club, the special reward is these custom cut little magnets shaped like Bichon doggies that I have personally hand glued with a hot glue gun a tiny little bow onto. So if you want one of these, they'll be 100% exclusive to the Big Lunch Club this month. Get in on that, help support the channel, help me feed my cats and take my holiday and continue to pay for all these flights I have to take on my credit card. But that's enough procrastinating. Let's pack these lunch boxes up and get them shipped out to their final destinations.